Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So, today is March 15th. It is a Sunday. Let's go ahead get started for today. Today's dose of Rashmi is unconscious intelligence looks for love, peace, and joy externally. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the realization that love, peace, and joy are within if we choose to access them. Let's dive into the three-layer Rashmi architecture with today's dose of Rashmi in context. So at layer one, as I've talked about in the past in this series, our attention is completely distracted. We do believe that love, peace, joy, all this exists outside. However, our attention is fragmented and we keep going from one thing to the other constantly. Our attention's never really focused on anything. So we stay in this pursuit of, okay, one day it's some experience that we're after, some person that we believe is going to be responsible for love, peace, and joy for us. The next day or the next moment, it's something else. And we are constantly in this reactive state. At layer two or the growth mindset, we have clarity over what our objectives are. We are still fixated on this if then model that if we achieve a particular goal, that is what is going to get us to the state of love, peace, or joy. It is the pursuit of something external which is going to get us there. However, our attention is a little more focused. At this stage, we have mastered the art of filtering out the noise from the signal, and we refine our attention towards the signal that is aligned with whatever we are seeking. And invariably, it so happens we get whatever we are seeking, then the pursuit moves to the next goalpost and the next goalpost, and so on. So we never really get to be in a state of love, peace, and joy because the goalposts keep shifting. We keep achieving whatever we have set out the goals to be. Our goals always keep moving forward, and nothing wrong with that. We absolutely should have goals and we should strive towards them, and it is a great way to learn how to filter out the signal from noise. So people at this layer are usually fairly successful because they are able to achieve what they've set out to achieve, and they are the ones who drive a lot of the changes in the world. However, it stays a constant pursuit of love, peace, and joy externally, never quite getting there. At layer three, this is the journey inward, and this is the journey from intelligence to consciousness. You realize that while seeking the goals externally are good, they are not the source of love, peace, or joy. Love, peace, and joy is our innate nature. We just have to access that. And once that realization sets in, we combine that with the layer 2 mode of operation, still have the goals. However, these goals are not defining love, peace, and joy anymore. These are pursuits that you are after. You're still able to direct your attention towards those pursuits. However, you're just able to be in a state of joy, peace, love, just by being. And for me, now turning a little bit specifically through my own experiences, this has been my progression over the years. I've predominantly operated in the layer 2 mode of operation through my career. That's why I've had a fairly successful career and usually got what I wanted: promotions, titles, and a fairly successful career both at startups, large companies. However, around 2020, as I've shared in the past, through a health crisis as well as then COVID, I had this visceral realization that there is nothing external that is going to give me love, peace, and joy. All of that is within. Whatever I thought I controlled in terms of the external quests, they all came to a grinding halt through my own personal crisis as well as COVID. Gave me the realization that really what we are seeking in terms of the equanimity and the balance, as I've said in the past in this series, is all within. And in the context of real wisdom, artificial intelligence, so if you look at the three layers, so at layer one, artificial intelligence could be a way of further really exacerbating the attention economy. And as some people have talked about, the attention economy is about to turn into an attachment economy. And even in terms of attention economy, if we approach artificial intelligence with the layer one mode of operation, it is going to make it much, much worse, exponentially worse than it is right now. At layer two, in that mode of operation, AI would be used as a tool to further enhance the objectives of people, leaders operating at layer two. However, the problem, as I've stated in the past in this series, at that stages, it is going to perpetuate a race dynamics because everybody who's operating at this mode has their own narrow goals, their goals related to the identities that they are identified with. And the idea is that their love, peace, joy is contingent on whatever they need to achieve. They need to win at the cost of somebody else who's also trying to seek the same thing externally. However, when a large part of us truly start operating from layer three, where we know that our peace, joy, love, all of that is inherent, is the innate state that we exist in, then it stops being a race altogether. Then that is where I keep saying what emerges from that state of alignment and what we truly care for will naturally lead to a conscious grid type of a scenario, and friction economy will get to regenerative outcome economy. That is what I'm in the middle of modeling right now. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.